Good morning and welcome to the Liberty Never Sleeps Patriot Podcast, the most banned podcast on social media. I'm your host, Tom Purcell. You can follow the show at our website at libertyneversleeps.com where you find links to us on all the social media sites. The show is available to subscribe to on iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, or your favorite streaming device. Make sure to subscribe to our show at one of these services and hit the little bell button to get daily updates. For more shows and ad-free videos of the show, you can join our membership club. Details are at libertyneversleeps.com. A couple of things coming up. We've got Thanksgiving coming up next week. I'll be doing a show Wednesday night, the night before Thanksgiving. And then I'm going to do no show on Saturday, but I am going to do a Friday, just Thanksgiving. And it will be on video for all of our members. So all our members, whether they're subscribed at $3 or $10, will get a brief Friday morning Thanksgiving special. It'd just be on Thanksgiving Day, like my Columbus Day special. Talk about Thanksgiving and what it means to America and whatnot. And then I'll be back regular schedule the Monday after Thanksgiving. Also, this weekend, I'm going to be releasing a show Friday instead of Saturday because we've got some stuff going on this weekend that I have to attend. And Saturday is incompatible, but Friday, I have Friday morning off. So I'm going to be doing a show Friday morning instead of Saturday morning. And that'll be a public consumption show. As usual, members will always get it first. And the video members will get a video of the show, et cetera, et cetera. But this will be a little special for Thanksgiving weekend. So Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, will be the free video to every member show. So if you're a $3 subscriber or a higher level, you'll get the video. Everybody gets the same. It's a little something special for you because it's only going to be like between 15 minutes and 30 minutes. I'm not going to do an hour on Thanksgiving. It's just going to be something special for you for the holidays. You know, this is one of the advantages of being a member is you get all the little bonus shows and holiday shows. And going forward, we'll be doing more of that. We'll be doing special holiday shows for the members only. Anyway, got to move on. Speaking of holiday, I have to talk about this because it's just something strikes home. There's a reason why I've been with this one woman for almost 20 years. And it's the subtle things. It's not the little things. It's not, oh, look at how pretty she is or look at how nice she is or whatever. Whatever it is that attracts you to your significant other. This subtle little thing that happened is iconic of our relationship. That makes a difference. These subtle little things. This is what defines a good marriage. This is what defines a good relationship. On Thanksgiving, I got a little backstory to it so you understand what's going on. Thanksgiving, I like cranberry sauce, okay? And I don't like the usual jelly, cranberry crap that they serve. I like the old school Ocean Spray in the can, jelly cranberry sauce. I don't know if you've ever had this. I grew up with it in the 60s and the 70s. It comes out of the can in one big thing. It's almost like cranberry jello. It's cranberry gelatin. And Ocean Spray. Has to be Ocean Spray. I've tried generic ones. I've tried other brands. It's not the same. And they come in a little soda can size can. And when you open this Ocean Spray cranberry jelly sauce, it comes out and it gets an impression of the can on the sauce. In other words, when you open it up, you use a can opener and it slides out, it's the shape of the inside of the can. It looks like a big red, cranberry red can. And the best part of it is when you get the end slice. It doesn't taste any different. But there's something about the end slice of a Ocean Spray cranberry can of jelly cranberry sauce that's special to me. I like it every year. I'm the only one who eats it. We're having a very modest Thanksgiving this year. It's just me and her, and we've already started to get a few things for Thanksgiving dinner. I always like to get it early. For instance, I get the canned stuff, and I get the croutons for the stuffing early and whatnot. We always get a boar's head. When I do a small Thanksgiving, I get a boar's head Thanksgiving turkey. We like it. It's not really a turkey. It's a turkey breast. And I like the end. She doesn't eat that kind. She eats like the regular cranberry sauce. We make it with real cranberries and whatnot. But I like this jellied stuff, and I usually only eat the end cap. You know, the one that's pressed up against the end of the can. It's the shape of the can. It has the rings on it and stuff. Well, anyway, so over the weekend we bought this can of cranberry sauce, and I shoved it in the fridge. I went to the fridge the other day, and this goes to show you how much my wife is constantly thinking of me. I went to the fridge the other day. I don't know what it was, to get something out of the fridge. And she had taken the can and inverted it in the fridge to ensure that when I opened the can, that the impression, the bottom half of the can, in other words, the end cut, would be a perfect slice. Because the cranberry settles in the can and it presses up against the bottom edge, you know, the rounded edge of the can. If you put it like straight up, then the cranberry forms in the top edge of the can, and it's really not a perfect edge. If you turn it over, invert the can, the jelly settles to the bottom of the can, and it becomes an inverted, perfect slice. And I said to myself, she did that just to make sure that I would have, on Thanksgiving Day, the perfect slice of cranberry sauce, jellied cranberry sauce, on my dinner plate. It goes to show you, I mean, this woman is like thinking of me, looked in the fridge, said, oh, he's got the can this way up. Well, let's put it this way so that he would have a perfect slice. That's how much she cares about me. That's how much she knows about me. Why I buy the can of cranberry sauce. That's a special woman who's thinking about you that much in her life, in your life, and our relationship, that she would think enough to invert the can to make sure I had the perfect slice on Thanksgiving. You can't get a relationship like that for love nor money. Nobody does that. She does. That's how much she's thinking of me all the time. That's why I've stayed with this woman. I haven't even, I swear to you, this is why when people ask about me, you know, how long you been together? I go, almost 20 years. And I always say, I'm still on the honeymoon. I swear to you, I'm still on the honeymoon with her because of that. Things like that. I mean, this is not just a sole incident. This is a way of life for both of us. We're always doing that, little things to make our life more pleasant. It's like if she does the dishes or whatever and takes the dish out. Usually I do the dishes. It's one of my we share the duties in the house. But sometimes she'll do it. She'll take a coffee cup out of all the coffee cups in the dishwasher. She'll take my favorite cup and put it in the coffee maker and prepare it with water so that when my next cup of coffee will be right ready to go. Right? Even myself, I just put the coffee cups in the coffee rack. But she puts one cup, my favorite cup, in the coffee machine. Little subtle things like that. It's astonishing. That's what I call a real relationship. That's why we're still in love after all these years. This is why, since I've met her, I have not even looked at another woman in that way. Why I've been so enraptured by her. Because of the subtle little things that she does all the time. It's the little things. It's not the big things. It's not the big gifts. It's not lust. It's not sex. It's the little things that make a difference in a relationship. And that would be my message to those of you who are married or thinking of marriage or whatever. If you're not doing that, if you're not thinking of that person all the time, you are in the wrong relationship. I believe that. And people say, well, you know, relationships are a lot of hard work. They're not. They're really not. You don't have to always agree with somebody. You don't have to find somebody that's just like you. You don't have. What you need to find is someone, and you need to behave like this too. For those of you who are listening to this, you need to behave. You need to be the kind of person that's thinking about the other person all the time and doing these subtle little things. And I said to her, you inverted the can just so I would have a perfect slice. And she got all red-faced. She got all embarrassed. She said, I didn't think you'd notice that. I go, I noticed it. And she said to me, because you noticed it is why I stay with you, right? It's It's not the big things, it's the little things, it's the subtle things that make a relationship right. It's being a better person. And that really is the core of why you should be a better person. And this is what I mean by being a better person. It's not the big things. It's not being a hero. It's not bringing home a lot of money. It's none of that. It's the little things like turning the can of cranberry sauce over, and people don't get that. And you tell people, it's like, they don't get it. They don't get why a relationship works. They don't understand why some people are staying together for 50 and 60 years and other people are getting divorced in 3 or 5 years. I see it all the time. I see couples that I'm out with friends, and like I'm not going to name names, but I say to myself that won't last, because it's the little things, and it's obvious that these two don't have those little things together. You have to know the person that you're with, and they have to know you. Being a better person. Speaking of being a better person, we need to move on. Did you see Megan Rapinoe? Her last game, she blew out her Achilles apparently. And people say, well, she wasn't hit. She falls down, she takes an injury and starts crying, right? I mean, here's a woman who's talking about how women should be more like men and be tough, and we should get paid like men, and we should be treated like men, and then she falls down and cries. Which is what your impression of a woman would be. She blew out her Achilles. I get it. I understand why she's upset. But this is a woman who has made the sport, women's soccer, all about her. And she comes out in the interview afterwards, and she says, I blew out my Achilles 6 minutes into play, and there is no God, because she blew out her Achilles. Not because people are being slaughtered in the Middle East, not because people are at war in Europe, not because the Chinese have slave labor camps and all kinds of horrors are going on with children and pedophiles and child labor camps in Africa. No. It's because she blew out her Achilles that there is no God. There was a God until she blew out her Achilles, right? And this is typical. This is what I mean about being a better person. She made the sport all about her, and her injury all about her. Oh, God, there's no God because I got something. This is the problem I have with a lot of celebrities. Everything revolves around them. That the narcissism is in society in general and people in general. It's not just this generation. It's a problem that's spreading like a cancer. Everything's all about me, and it's not. You're the least important thing. If you think God is paying attention to individual lives, you're out of your mind. God's got a much greater plan that involves a lot more, and I don't know what that plan is. I've often thought about it. All human beings do are provide the creative link between what we were and what we're going to be. Because I know that human beings are not finished being human beings. We're going to be better people down the road. Look at civilization today compared to Neanderthal civilization or pre-Neanderthal civilization. Do you think human beings are the same now as they were in the Roman Empire or before, back when we were Neanderthals? No, we weren't. We're different people. We're much more mature, much more intelligent, much more advanced technologically, much more advanced biologically. If you examine the human body, it's changed over the years. We are just providing a creative link. When God created Adam and Eve, what did he create? Human beings, right? But what did he say? What was the purpose? He wanted company. Really, that's really what it is with the definition. I did not want to be alone anymore. I created mankind in my image. But we're not done yet. We were thrown out of the Garden of Eden because we weren't perfect. We ate the apple. We learned the tree of knowledge. And so what we were becoming is what God intended. God did not create a finished product in Adam and Eve. He created a creature much like himself that looked like himself or herself or whatever you believe in, whichever religion you believe in. And we are the creative link between what was and what will be. And that I think really is the essence. And part of that is becoming a better person. Making it not about yourself. And understand there's something greater in the universe than we. I don't know what it is. Religion and faith provides what I think it might be. But I'm not so egotistical to believe that my religion is the only religion that is the correct one and is the only one that is correct. Maybe they're all correct in the end when it comes down to it. I don't know. And I don't know if we'll ever find it. I believe in an afterlife, but I don't know if I'm right. I'm willing to accept that there is no afterlife. That what we are is what we are today, and we are, like I said, providing a creative link between then and the future. And maybe this is the end. I don't know. Maybe Armageddon's going to come. Maybe the rapture's going to come. I'm open-minded to accept everyone's idea of what is and what isn't. But I do know one thing. The universe is not centered on us individually. It's centered on something much more important. What that is, that's up to you to decide. Anyway, we got to move on. I got to talk about Veterans Day. I got to talk with Biden meeting China's President Xi. San Francisco, Tim Scott, Jimmy Carter is trending on Twitter. I'll talk to you why. We got to talk about a little bit about reparations, because I've been seeing that pop up in my feed and a lot, and I got to address it. And then we'll talk a little bit about social things, Bill Burr and Marvel and Universe and the MCU. We'll be right back after this brief but important message.